Hello, artist. I just wanted to talk you through basically the plan for the week to get you started um, on your still life painting. So I'm going to share my screen and go to our page. Sorry, I thought I had it pulled up. So on our Canvas page, under distance learning, there's now a week 4 posted. And so, as always, I've got a reflection for you. This time, just sharing something that's made you laugh recently. And then for the goals this week, your goal is to work on your underpainting. And so, of course, if you haven't set up your still life or finished working on your color wheel, that's where I want you to begin. When setting your still life, please think about the importance of the items that you're choosing. Do they have special meaning for you that will help you appreciate the painting later on when it's done? Is there a story that the items tell? Do they have a unity and variety to them when it comes to color, shape, and narrative, so that story? I'm encouraging you to put some thought here since you'll be spending time working on it, obviously, and it helps you stay motivated to keep working on it if it's something that you appreciate painting. So think about it. Secondly, consider putting up a small sign by your still life items in addition to just talking to your family about it so that they know not to move that stuff, that they're there for a reason and just what it is. I asked you, of course, to take a picture of it and to submit that on last week's page. And I want to be sure it's clear that you're taking the picture from the same angle that you're going to be painting from. So where you're actually sitting, where you're actually working with your canvas, that's what you're seeing in front of you, but just more zoomed in. So crop the picture that you take to the composition that you want to paint, and feel free to edit the colors and the brightness of the picture so that it's closest to what you actually see in real life. So this is the example. It's a little big. Let's see if I fit it all onto one screen. This is the still life that I set up that I plan to be painting from, and this is the composition that essentially I want to use. So I'm working with some paper cranes and some colored paper at different angles to kind of keep it interesting. And I made sure that there was a lot of highlights and shadows, and that I just generally enjoyed the composition. I'm working with a portrait, so it's like up and down orientation, but you can do it sideways. It doesn't really matter. So portrait versus landscape orientation. Scroll down here, notice. So here's my non-example. This is what I don't want to see when you submit. This is like clearly my setup and where I'm working, and this is what I'm seeing, but it's not my finished compositional decision. And then here I just have some additional like other ones that I was choosing from. So I was playing with, okay, if I sit over here and I'm looking more above it, do I like this better? Or if I moved my paper cranes this way, or if I worked with them portrait mode versus landscape mode. So I played around with it for a little bit first. Okay, make it bigger again. Okay, so once you've gotten that figured out, you're gonna start your underpainting, but I also included a couple things for you to review because it's really super important that you get the correct side of your canvas paper set up. So if you haven't done that yet, please re-watch this before you complete it. And then just, again, a repost of the video about how to clean your brushes and take care of your acrylic paint at the end of each session. Lastly, it's not here yet, but it'll be up before our scheduled class on Wednesday. I'm going to do a demonstration of me working on my underpainting. I'm going to choose to wait to work on it until tomorrow morning because the light is sort of receding from my window right now, and I want to keep my light pretty consistent. So that's something for you to consider too, that if you're working primarily with natural light, you may want to start to get into a schedule of working about the same time every day on your still life. If you're working mostly from artificial light, like from a lamp in a space that primarily has that, then you have a little more freedom to do it at different times of the day. But just make sure that you have A, nice lighting, and then B, when you paint, it's relatively consistent. So check back in for that video to give you some more tips, and then you'll complete your own underpainting, snap a picture of it, and submit it at this link right here. So the suggested schedule for the week after you've watched this sort of overview is to work on the reflection prompt briefly. Don't spend a lot of time on it. Go through the videos. If this underpainting video isn't here yet, make sure you check back in. And then obviously catch up on everything from last week and work on your painting if you're ready to go into that. And then anytime before next week, complete that underpainting. And then of course, check in with me if you have questions. So I hope you're having a great week. Hope that Easter break and holiday was enjoyable with your family, and let me know in whatever ways I can be helpful. Thanks.